Welcome back, Bishop Carroll Catholic High School students. We are so excited to have you back all in person on March 22nd. I'm just going to take you through a little bit of the day and how things will go. First off, you can enter in door number 1, door number 4, Activity Complex, door 10, the Cave, or door 14. No need to come early. Again, there'll be no congregating. We'll ask that you sanitize on the way in, wear your masks properly. Also be in full uniform, just your normal uniform, and we'll do all that checking at the beginning of the day. We'll start the day with our first hour, like always. We'll have second hour, then we'll have our house, then we'll have third, fourth hour. We'll go back to 3 lunches during fourth hour, and then 5, 6, and 7. The schedule will be consistent every single day. Just a reminder that Remote Learning Wednesdays will continue on a 5-day week. Students in Success Academy will be required to come on Remote Learning Wednesdays. Those students are assigned if they have a combination of 3 Ds or Fs or 2 Fs when we run their progress reports. Again, they're required to come on Remote Learning Wednesdays. Remote Learning Wednesdays will be open to all students to get help from their teachers and to work with the staff on anything they need to do. Here we are in a typical classroom. We are in Ms. Johnson's room 111 classroom. This is what it will look like, but it will be filled with students. As you can see, she has cleaning supplies still on every desk, and so all of that will continue. Many students are worried about being here for 7 hours a day, of course, as they haven't been, and especially about wearing their mask for 7 hours a day. So at the teacher's discretion, they will be allowed to give a short mask break. And again, we'll probably do it in staggering, maybe the first row and the third row and the fifth row, things like that. The teachers will take care of that, and they will take care of the students. As we move on, we will have passing periods, and they will be 5 minutes long. We ask students to do what they've done all year long, which is move straight to their next class.
Hello, this is Jean Malillo, the school nurse at Bishop Carroll. Welcome back to full-time school. I think everything's going to go well. Just some reminders, please stay home if you're sick, and especially if you have fever, chills, headache, sore throat, anything that is possibly contagious for the other students. Also, a reminder, the best way to prevent COVID is to hand sanitize or wash your hands frequently, and to wear a mask and to socially distance. To hand sanitize, you need to rub it into your hands, all throughout the hands, and you need to rub it until it's completely dry. For a mask, you need to pick it up by the ears, put it around your ears, and then if you have something to pinch it around your nose. You should always wear it over the nose and the mouth. If you need a mask break, please ask your teacher, and they can figure out a way to give you a mask break. But when you do have a mask break, take it off at the ears, place it down on the outside, have your break for a couple minutes, and then when you put it back on, pick it up by the ears, put it under your chin, and cover it. Try not to touch the outside of the mask. Once you do take your mask on and off, hand sanitize again afterwards. We're also going to ask you to hand sanitize every time you go into a classroom, just to make sure your hands are clean. And if you're running into problems with dryness, you can carry lotion in your backpack.
Hi, Mr. Lemunion here. I'm going to talk to you as we transition back to all in-person school about lockers, about parking, and about the lunchroom eating areas. As far as lockers go, this year, for the remainder of this school year, all students will be assigned a locker in Power School. Their house teachers can help them find it in Power School if they need to. Lockers will be assigned in alphabetical order for the entire school. In other words, for the time being, for the remainder of this school year, there won't be a freshman hall, a sophomore hall, etc., as there has been in years past. It's alpha order, starting with locker number 1 and then continuing around the building and up into 400 hall. Every student will be assigned a locker. I would encourage you to use your lockers, because you don't want to carry 7 books around with you. I get that. So use the locker that's assigned to you. You may not share lockers because of COVID and contact tracing, and you may not trade lockers with anyone else. For the time being, for the remainder of this school year, I know it's a big deal sometimes if we're on a long school year to decorate your locker and deck it all out and make it look cool or whatever. But for now, we're not going to do any decorating of the locker the remainder of this school year. You can put one of the or two of the wooden locker shelves in the locker to help you space your books out or give you more room in your locker, but no decorating. And again, no sharing lockers and no trading lockers. If you have a question about your locker, come see me. If you have a question about your how to do a locker, I know we'll have some freshmen who they're using lockers down in the PE area, but they're not. Maybe their grade school didn't have lockers or didn't have locks on their lockers, and so maybe ask somebody in your house to help you with your locker, and we'll handle it that way. As far as lunches go, lunches will be your 4th hour teacher will be assigned a first, second, or third lunch as in years past. That's the lunch that you will eat. The lunch line will form in the commons area and extend down toward door 14 in Ely's office just like it always has. The eating areas are as follows. Freshmen will eat in the cave, sit in the bleachers and eat in the cave. Sophomores and juniors will eat in the commons area, and seniors will eat down in the atrium and the hallway in front of the concession stand in the activities complex. If you and your parents would prefer that you social distance while you're eating your lunch, then the library will be set up with tables and chairs. You can social distance and eat your lunch by going in the library, one person per table. It will help the lunch ladies at the registers tremendously if you have your ID card on your lanyard ready to go for scan when you come through the lunch line. If you forgot your lanyard that day, you need to get a lanyard from the office, but you'll need to wait. Sit down in the commons area and wait till the lunch line dies down, because if you don't have your lanyard, it causes delays in the lunch line. So we appreciate you having your ID card ready to go when you go through the lunch line. We will not be using the tray for the time being. We will not be using the trays and the plates and the forks and the cups as we have in the past. Everything is paper and everything is disposable. Please do your best to help us keep the lunch areas picked up and clean, and make sure you get your trash in the trash can where it belongs. Thank you for your cooperation. As far as parking goes, when we come back to all in on the 22nd, it is very important that you park in the parking spot that you were assigned to and that you display your parking permit from your rear view mirror. I realize during hybrid from September until the present, some of you may have not been parking exactly where you're supposed to, and we may have even had people parking on campus who don't have a permit. That wasn't as big of a deal because there was only the parking lot was only half full at the time. But keep in mind, starting on the 22nd, the parking lot will be full. You must park in your assigned spot and display your tag. If you do not have a parking permit, you may not park on campus. Ask me if you have questions, and I know the number one question is going to be, do you have any parking permits left? No, I'm sorry, we're all sold out. Again, it's imperative that you park in your assigned parking spot.
Hi, my name is Alan Sheckman, Assistant Principal at Bishop Carroll. I'd like to welcome all students back together once again. During house time, we have 3 things that will be going on. Number one day a week, students will be going to Mass as a community. We will have now 2 communities going to Mass at a time. One community will sit on the floor in the cave, and one community will be sitting on the top bleachers in the cave. On those days, you're able to wear your community shirts as we did first semester. 2 days a week during house, you will have academic time. Academic time is a time to study, to get those grades up, and seniors, for you to get those passing grades to graduate. And 1 day a week will be an activity time. Those times will be directed by your community dean to your mentor teachers. So you check with your mentor teachers on which day you have mass, activity time, and academic time. Dismissal. Remember, at the end of the day, exit the building as quickly as possible. There's no loitering. Get in your car and head home. So again, dismissal at the end of the day. And be careful in the parking lot. We'll have twice as many cars out there, so drive safely as you exit the parking lot. Reminders, cell phone policy. Remember our cell phone policy is when you show up at 7:55 in the morning, you turn your cell phone off and put it in your backpack, and you can retrieve your phone at the end of the day. If you get permission from your teacher to utilize it in class, you can use it, but no using it during lunch or in the hallways. Again, our cell phone policy has been somewhat lax because of all the coming and going, but now we're back on regular day. So remember the expectations of utilizing your cell phone device. So any other reminders? Just our general dress code reminders. Make sure you have your ID visibly shown each day with your lanyard, and make sure you're clean shaven, boys, and we'll have a great 8 weeks as we continue on through this interesting but successful school year.